Okay, good morning, everyone. So, I woke up this morning and my Facebook feed was absolutely inundated with people saying, "Oh, they're waiting for a good proper snowstorm or they're wanting a good blizzard right about now," which I like snow as much as the next person, but not when my job requires me to be essential staff. And I'll tell you a story. So, we had a right proper blizzard last year, and I was driving into work when the blizzard started, and a 20-minute drive ended up taking about 2 hours. So, about halfway through, I call up my boss and say, "Okay, here's the circumstances, here's where I'm at. Um, this doesn't look good." And my boss said, "Okay, we'll just mark you down as late. Just get here when you can." Come to find out, about 10 minutes after I called, they closed the highway I was on. Closed it. So every road leading to work was closed. And I was still expected to be there. A lot of my coworkers were still expected to be there. So ask for a blizzard on my weekends. Okay? Don't do all of this proper blizzard where everything has to shut down, because not everything shuts down. Hospitals don't. Police officers don't. Paramedics still have to be at work. And it's... Don't get me wrong, I love winter weather. Because, you actually get to talk to people more instead of seeing their personalities right there on what they're wearing or not wearing. And it's hot chocolate season. One of the few things we can all agree on. Right? I even know people who are lactose intolerant who will sacrifice their very health for hot chocolate. Those are the kind of people I admire. Yeah. So, that's about where I'm sitting as I sit in my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pajamas and thinking about how warm this week has been. It's been almost 80 on certain days this past week. And of course, someone has to pull up that DOT footage from this time last year and say, "Oh, hey, look, we had proper snow then. Why can't we have snow now?" Because we're getting a couple of sunshiny days before everything gets crapped on. Snow's weird. Snow's fun. When I was up in Canada, I got to work with a guy from Georgia, and he had never seen snow before in his life. And I thought that was weird to begin with, but we're all sitting there at the airport, and he's looking around at this stuff, and he says, "What is this? It's like rain, but it sneaks up on you." And everyone there who wasn't me or coming up there anyways was the Canadian. They just looked at him kind of crazy. Him and his big old cowboy hat. Good kid. But I don't know, there's just something about snow that really brings out the psychotic nice in people. Psychotic because people still have to drive, and it seems like every year we have to relearn how to drive on ice, which I'll admit I hate it. I do not like snow driving. But then the nice comes out. People seem to think, "Oh, hey, there's white stuff on the ground, so it's nature's cocaine. Let me go be nice to someone for it." Speaking of winter driving, my younger brother, who works with me up here in Colorado, he's good at winter driving. He's phenomenal at winter driving. If I had to pick one thing that I trusted the most about this kid, is his ability to drive in the snow. I mean, we're driving home, and we live at the end of a cul-de-sac. So, cul-de-sac, another road. He's coming down like this, tries to stop and turn. That doesn't work, so we start sliding and do a perfect U-turn. So you land right like that. Did a full 180, so we're facing back out again, perfectly parked. I mean, stunt drivers would have pissed themselves to see how wonderful a parking job this was. And no one screamed. No one freaked out. There was just a moment of silence. Puts it in park. Huh. And then we both do that nervous, psychotic laugh like something should have gone wrong, but it didn't go wrong, so we don't know if we're tempting fate or if we ran it over. Right? But these are the kind of stories that follow this kid around in winter driving. Me, doesn't happen. We got a car and we're sacrificing all of our gas mileage for the fact that it's safe on ice. Pretty much. Because I suck at winter driving. Oh, everything's... This year, I have to agree with the meme that's saying 2016 sucked. And this week's been a lot of understanding of that. I'm not going to get too big into politics, but I know the one thing that's on everybody's mind. Food storage. And I don't know why people still have a thing against it. You know, I posted on Imgur that I was really proud that you can use these Opa salad dressing jars for canning. I thought that was cool because, you know, you buy the jar, it comes with free salad dressing, and then you can reuse the jar. So I posted on Imgur that I was kind of proud of this and that I'd done stuff with it, and first off, it got downvoted to non-existent, and everyone was commenting, welcome back to the 1920s, and, you know, in the modern era, we could just go and purchase things from the store instead of doing it ourselves, and I thought, why is this such a bad thing? I mean, we've got multiple TV shows glorifying the fact that some people are preparing for the end of the world and how people are preparing for the end of the world, despite the fact that, you know, we're not doing that bad. There are whole companies based, designed, created, and thriving off of this mentality that everything is going to go to crap. Yet, someone brings up a skill that helped people survive the 1920s when we were dealing with the aftermath of World War I, we were dealing with the Dust Bowl where nothing would grow anyways, and we were dealing with the Great Depression and people were living off pennies. I think those skills are tried and true versus all of these new innovations that are coming about and new technologies that's getting invented. You know, I try to avoid the whole prepper mentality, but I think the people that are going to survive any sort of apocalypse are going to be the ones that have skills and know how to make. Them's my predictions. Don't come knocking at my door, please. I'm going to avoid politics because I don't think I have anything to add. I really don't. It's all been said and oversaid to the point where I enjoyed Imgur's little sea slug fest. You know, because that was actually educational, informative. I learned something. People posted stuff and I gained something from it. There's nothing to be gained by talking about how many people are rioting in the streets or this person's a bad person or that person's a bad person. We know they're all bad people. They're politicians. That's why they got into the business. If they wanted to actually work, they'd have done that. But no, they went to school and then decided they want to sit on their chairs and talk for a living. So, I don't know. I just don't see the good that can come from it at this point. So, I haven't gone so far as to unfriend and delete people for their political views or their incessant sharing of political posts, because I'm not going to descend to their level in that regard. But I can choose to block feeds, and that's a good thing. Just because I like you and think we can talk in person doesn't mean I care about what you're posting on social media. And I say that with the utmost understanding that people are doing the same to me. I'm not offended. Cool. I'm not every person's type. Everybody is not my type. So I can accept this. And the best part is, no one gets any sort of notification saying that I'm not following them anymore, that their feed's blocked. It's a little kindness, and it's the little things that matter most. Truly, words of wisdom for our day. So, if I've offended you in this video, grow up. If I haven't offended you, well, glad to see I'm working with good people. Have a great day, people.